Why are you getting bad results from LLMs and from AI when you're putting in what you think is good enough prompts? Well, today we're going to go over how to prompt an LLM to get what you actually want. And if you're new to the channel, I'm Andrew Moulin. I am the co-host of the Hey Chat podcast, and I have helped dozens of businesses implement AI in 2025 and looking to make it 100 in 2026. So first, let's get into it. How to prompt an LLM to get what you want. The quality of your output depends on the quality of your input. We always say garbage in, garbage out. And so prompting is the art of communicating effectively with an LLM. This is a communication class, okay? And we're going to learn how to communicate with an LLM. The clearer and more specific you are, the better results. This is a process. This is a practice that you need to work on every single day to get better at, right? The same way that you communicate with your team and communicate with your business and communicate with your significant other, you need to learn how to do it better in order to get better results, right? So in this guide, you'll learn 5 key principles that will transform how you interact with AI. Number 1, be clear and specific. Vague prompts get vague results. Specific prompts get specific results, okay? Include important details like format, length, audience, tone, and any specific requirements. Before we get into this, make sure if you don't know what an LLM is, go check out my last video on what an LLM is and some examples of LLMs. ChatGPT, you have Perplexity, you have a lot of different LLMs, and you have Gemini. So you can figure out which one works best for you, but this holds true for all of them, right? An example of a vague prompt is write something about marketing, right? You're not going to get much, or you're going to get a ton that you don't want, and it's going to you're answering the wrong questions, right? But a clear and specific prompt would be write a 300-word blog post, introduction about email marketing, best practices for small business owners, user-friendly, professional tone, and include a statistic about email ROI. Okay, very specific and to the point. And a quick pro tip is ask yourself, what do I want? Who is this for? How long should it be? And what style or tone? Answer those questions. And another quick tip is that if you don't know what questions to ask Chat or ask Claude to give you the questions that you need to answer so that you can get the best possible prompt. Principle number 2, provide context, okay? Give the LLM background information so it understands your situation. One of the key ways to do this is actually taking your internal documents and putting it into ChatGPT or Claude and telling it that this is my business. These are the people I serve. And you should have already gone through that process when you started your business. So if you have those documents, great. If not, ask your LLM to ask you the key questions so that you can have that for your business, right? But one with bad context would be help me write an email to my team. That's very generic, and you're going to get a very generic response. And you don't want a generic response. You want something that's going to be poignant to your team and give value to your audience. If it's your team or if it's your customers, you want to give value. So proper context is, I'm a project manager at a tech startup. We just missed our Q4 deadline due to unexpected technical challenges. Help me write an email to my team of 8 developers acknowledging the setback while keeping morale high and outlining next steps. See how way more poignant and clean that was? And again, you're probably saying, well, that takes a lot of time. Well, as a business owner, you understand that great things take time. Now, is this less time than it takes you to write the actual email? Yes. So you're saving time. We talk about on the podcast all the time about how AI is in a phase right now where people are not sure whether it's a fad or whether it's here to stay. We're here to say that it is here to stay, and we're preparing you for the inevitable transition into AI. We're partnering with you to do that. If you guys have not checked out the podcast, make sure you check out the podcast in the description. But a quick pro tip is include your role, the situation, any constraints, and what success looks like. Again, you're talking to an LLM like you're talking to a person. Principle number 3, use examples. Show the LLM what you want by providing examples. Examples are incredibly powerful for demonstrating style, format, or the type of output you're looking for. So using examples allows not just LLMs, but human beings to understand your point better. It's a way for them to be able to visualize what you're actually asking them to do and to give them what success looks like. Example 1, cloud comfort pillow. Drift into dreamland with our memory foam pillow that cradles your head like a gentle cloud. Wake up refreshed, never stiff. So you see that you're asking for product examples, and this is a product example of maybe a competitor or maybe a previous product that you built the description for. You can put it into the LLM, and they can get way better results understanding what success looks like. Example number 2, Power Blend 3000. This isn't just a blender, it's a culinary revolution in your kitchen, from smoothies to soups in seconds. And then you say, now create one for ergonomic office chair. So pro tip, positive examples show what to do. You can also use negative examples to show what not to do. And we call these guardrails and guidelines. Guidelines are, we are staying in this area. Guardrails is very similar, but it's don't go outside this area. Stay in this area, and then guardrails, don't go outside this area. Principle number 4, break down complex tasks. For complex requests, ask the LLM to work step by step. This is something I use all the time, is if I'm talking about a business that we're looking to bring on the podcast, a business owner that we're looking to bring on the podcast, and I don't understand what they do, I ask the LLM to break down what they do and work step by step to make sure that I fully understand what they do and what actually goes into the business, right? So doing it all at once, analyze this business problem and tell me what to do. Whereas a step by step is analyze this business problem step by step. First, identify the root causes, then list potential solutions, evaluate the pros and cons of each. Finally, recommend the best approach with reasoning. Okay. And a pro tip is phrases like think step by step, first, then finally, or explain your reasoning, trigger better analytical responses. Okay. Principle number 5 is iterate and refine. Treat prompting as a conversation, not a one-shot deal. So just because the first thing you put in is, hey, make a fish, right? And it comes back and it gives you a fish and it's not what you want. Then instead of going back and refining, I think what has worked best for me is going in and saying, this is what I want. Ask me any questions that will help you better understand what I'm asking, right? So refining your request. First prompt, write a job description for a software engineer. After seeing results, make it more concise, under 400 words. Add a bullet about our remote first culture and emphasize work-life balance. Further refinement, perfect. Now adjust the tone to be less formal and more startup friendly. So it's not going to be a genie in a bottle that fully understands exactly what you need. It's going to give you what you asked of it, right? Remember, at the beginning, garbage in, garbage out. If you're going to be specific at the beginning, you'll get specific results. If you're general at first, you're going to get general results. And so the way I look at it is almost like a funnel. I start out general, and then I start getting more specific and more refined as we go. Pro tip, don't be afraid to say, make it shorter, add more detail, change the tone, or try a different approach. And lastly, some quick reference for the 5 principles. Master these and you'll get better results every single time. Make sure you're clear and specific. Include format, length, audience, and requirements. Provide context. Share background info and your situation. Use examples. Give it examples of what good output looks like. And remember, you can also do examples of what bad output looks like. We have those guidelines and guardrails. Number 4 is break down complex tasks. Request step-by-step reasoning. And then lastly, iterate and refine. Have a conversation. Adjust as needed. You're talking to an LLM like you're talking to a person. If you don't get back what you want immediately, ask for revisions. Ask specific revisions. Don't say make it better. Don't say make it longer. Say I want 300 characters. I want 300 words. Whatever it is, make it specific about what you want. And then also remember, good prompting is a skill that improves your practice. This is not going to happen overnight, but with understanding these principles, it's going to make it easier for you. So experiment with these techniques and discover what works best for you and your needs. Thank you guys so much for watching. Make sure you like, share, subscribe, and I'll see you guys on the next video.